Northern clerics preach to their followers that insecurity is God's punishment for sin, man alleges. Nigerian Twitter user has revealed how people from the northern region are brainwashed by their religious leaders into believing that insecurity in the region is as a result of God's punishment for their sins and not the fault of the government they elected. Wow. Honestly, that's a whole different country right there, because I genuinely don't even think like the north is part of Nigeria. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but what the hell? According to Dahiru Aliyu, with a verified Twitter username, he said that some preachers in northern Nigeria do tell their followers that insecurity in the region is as a result of God's punishment for the sins they committed and not the fault of the government they elected to protect them. He further said the sins of the corrupt officials in Abuja are larger than the misdeeds of the poor northerners, especially Zamfara inhabitants that were slaughtered in numbers. He then said that the theological deception is gaining root in the north is because the poor have nothing to offer while the rich build worship centers. Aliyu Dahiru made this post a few hours after bandits attacked several villages in Zamfara state, killing several people and displacing many of them from their homes. Wow. After he posted it on his verified Twitter account, many took to the comment section to share their views concerning the situation in the northern part of the country. He wrote, "You have limited understanding on the subject, hence the attack on preachers. I'm not against holding leaders accountable, but when Allah intends to punish a people, one form of it is to send them bad leaders. He brings out the worst among them to lead them." And he wrote, the political elite have masterminded how to manipulate the masses through religion and spiritual leaders, which, funny enough, will even exempt them from the blame of bad governance and bad leadership style. But then would you really say masterminded? Because would you really say masterminded? Because it's like, this is not a masterminding kind of situation where you just take people and just tell them what they want. Because again, they have also believed this, and it's just a bit like, excuse me, I don't think it's a masterminding thing. I think religion is the easiest way even to try to brainwash anybody, to be honest. It really is, let's be honest. So again, I don't think it's a masterminded idea. I think it's something that everyone is basically using to get what they want. And that's what it is. Said Muaz wrote, "I think you are misunderstanding the intent of the preachers. The sins of the people are one of the major causes of tribulation that befell them, and that is clear from the Quran and Hadith. That in any way didn't exempt the ruling class from their huge responsibility." Let's go straight into the comment section. Somebody has, but unfortunately, the same religious leaders never preached this message to their northern followers. When GEJ was president, different strokes for different folks. Sometimes I weep for the ordinary, peace-loving and kind-hearted northerners held politically and religiously captive by the educated elite through the instruments of religion and ethnicity. Most of us here in the north are tired of godless hypocrisy of our religious and political leaders. Their end is coming soon. But then how do you start? How do you start to unlearn? Because again, it's like you have to now... The people are the ones that have to apply pressure and, hold these leaders accountable. But then how do you start the process of helping them unlearn all this, Dahiru, if you have people like you in the north, our country would be a better place. What you said is the reason crowd come to welcome someone in Kano whose government could not save them from killers. It is so, so sad. And I just think that this is going to sound harsh, but honestly, we want change, okay? And really and truly, no one has time to wait for anybody. Listen, either you jump on the train or you're not, okay? Either you're with the program or you're not with the program, okay? And we've got to take responsibility for the fact that we are humans. Yes, we do fall for these things. And the North should also take responsibility for the fact that it's consensual. And that is the thing. And that is why you can never really fully, to the largest and to the most evident extent, hold religious leaders that accountable. You can, but it will not be as... Because we need proof, we need evidence. And especially when it's consensual, especially when they tell you something and then you choose to believe it. You don't question it. There is no paperwork. These are is it intangible and untangible things? Like, you can't touch these ideas. These are concepts. And if you choose to adopt them, you choose to adopt them. So trying to prove that you adopted them or you choose not to adopt them or not adopt them would make things difficult in trying to, make sure that leaders are held accountable. And that would be a whole other situation at large. So that's it. Someone says fruit of a marriage system of raising children. I don't think so. From what I have read, their marriage system is actually very good. Of course, yes. I mean, again, any system on paper looks good. Of course, it's until its application, you know how effective it is. But I don't think their marriage system is all that bad. I just think that there's been a whole rebranding due to the fact that it's not been properly practiced for too long, and the children are now, they have no choice but they basically have no choice. Basically, have no choice but to beg, and that now changes the narrative that we then have of children from the north. Northern are being brainwashed from all angles, left, right, center. Any mouth that God created, God will supply and provide food for the mouth. That's one of the reasons why they give birth to 2 kids without thinking twice. Okay, that's a bit that harsh, but I understand what you mean. And again, we have to take accountability. We have to have conversations like this. And holding them accountable is the best thing that we can do. The understanding is difficult to reverse, exactly, and it's going to take time, because the same time that it took for that new ideology or whatever it is to get stuck into your head and become a part of you. Unlearning, I mean, again, even as adults or just in life, you have to go through a phase where you have to unlearn certain things, because you understand that not everything you can adopt with you, because you have your life to live, and it's not everything that you're going with. Someone says, Lord Lugard. Hey, Lord Lugard here is God showing you how wrong you were for trying to play God by mixing fire and oil together, hoping that there would be no flames. That Lord Lugard, let's not even talk. Let's not even talk about him, because yeah. Somebody here says, unable to control it is God punishment too. Somebody also here says, someone tell them the truth. I don't know why they liked these people. Illiterate, ignorance, and that of the highest degree. That's what, I mean, it is what it is. Put what I think about this, and do not forget to like and subscribe.